This wall used to divide a country. Today, it's the world's largest open-air art gallery. Welcome to the Berlin Wall. I'm Akeen, also known as the Yarn Art Guy. I make art with yarn, glue, and bad financial decisions. I was recently in Berlin, Germany for my first visit to the Berlin Wall. A structure that once represented fear, separation, and control that's now covered in murals, art, and messages that pretty much say that unity is key. In this video, I'll be dropping some fun facts about the wall, like the fact that it used to be over 140 kilometers long. That's 300 Empire State Buildings. I'll be reviewing the Berlin Wall from an artist's perspective. I'm gonna rank my top 5 murals, show the works that I like the most, whether that's for good, bad, or interesting reasons, tell you about the vibe that I got as a tourist. We'll see, maybe something will inspire my next yarn painting. And this isn't a history lesson. If you want a detailed breakdown of the history of the Berlin Wall, go to a more reputable source. Number 5 is the first mural that I saw when I stepped off of the Autobahn Bridge. This piece is called the 7 Stages of Enlightenment. It spoke to me because it looked like something that I might make out of yarn. And the more I looked at it, the more I started to see. The part that really stuck out to me was that centerpiece where you could see the different levels. For me, it looked kind of like a ladder of life. At the bottom, we have materialism, and as your mind grows or blossoms, it gets more grounding, openness, maybe even some connection. And as you keep rising, you transcend the self and get to a point of openness and wisdom. This was a great first piece to see to really open my mind to this whole artistic experience. Number 4 is most definitely the most popular mural on the Berlin Wall. It goes by the name of "My God, Help Me Survive This Deadly Love." Or as you might better know it, the fraternal kiss. If you've ever seen pictures of the Berlin Wall, you've probably seen this picture. And as a tourist, you know you got there when you see the group of fellow tourists lining up to take their selfies in front of it. Basic. It shows the Soviet leader and the leader of East Germany at the time in an embrace that actually took place at an event in 1979 where the two leaders came to a mutual agreement. This piece was very striking, not leaving much to the imagination because it is a recreation of an actual picture, but I'm a sucker for realism. The detail on the skin was really impressive, especially at that large of a scale. Definitely an iconic piece. Fun fact alert, this wall stood from 1961 to 1989. And before this became a canvas for a country capturing memories, it was actually a dividing line between families, ideologies. It's crazy how something that used to tell you where you can and can't go turned into something that tells you where you've been. Number 3, the wall jumper. This piece caught my attention for a multitude of reasons. From the striking look of the jumper, he looks kind of creepy, like look at those hands. To the meta commentary of like the wall being artistically portrayed on the wall and showing the more literal situation of people trying to jump over to the other side, leaving behind people they know and a fiery, destructive regime to try to get to their freedom. The runner-up for my favorite piece at the Berlin Wall goes by the name of Love and Peace, or Amour Paix in French. As a French speaker, I'm a little bit biased for this one because there's a lot of French words mixed in. So that really made me smile, but the mixed media technique for this mural was what impressed me the most. From the stenciling to painting and graffiti, I love how the artist here hides words and sayings in the backgrounds. There's little hearts that you could see all around it, but they're really subtle because of the stenciling of different celebrities that you see around this piece. Also, the calming pastel colors in the background juxtaposed with the wild, hectic nature of the piece was cool too. Mural highlights! Before we get to my favorite piece at the Berlin Wall, time for a montage. I'm going to show you some of the paintings along the wall that didn't make the top 5, but I liked for different reasons. Maybe it was just the fun, vibrant colors like these ones. Some of them were really cool because they're clearly trying to tell a message, and others were cool because I knew there was a message there, but I had no clue what they meant by it. Some of them spoke to me because I'm a nerd, and others made me take a moment and realize where I am. As a Canadian abroad, this is a cool experience. Finally, we get to my favorite mural on the Berlin Wall, and it goes by the name of "The World's People, We Are One People." If you follow Yarn Art Guy on Instagram, you know why this one's my favorite. This one reminds me of most of my yarn paintings. From the bright pop off the canvas colors to the flowing nature of the piece, this piece captures what I try to capture when I make my yarn paintings. The idea that there's a lot going on, there's a lot of individual strands, but only when we come together can we really build something, we really unify and show the big picture. And honestly, that's what I think the Berlin Wall is all about. This experience really made me realize we don't always need to tear down our history. Sometimes we just need to repurpose it to show what future we want. As an artist, this place reminds me why we make art in the first place. Sometimes it's for decoration, but it's also to communicate with strangers walking on the street and people in power in their ivory towers. So if you're ever in Berlin, Germany, I definitely suggest you go to the Berlin Wall, specifically this East Side Gallery, because there's a lot more pieces that I didn't include in this video, so go get that experience. And if you want to see more about my experience in Berlin, make sure to follow me on Instagram, where I post vlogs about my travels. And if you like art that makes you think, feel, maybe even makes you uncomfortable, make sure to follow along, because this year I'm going to be making a lot more yarn paintings with a deeper meaning. Not just something that looks cool, but something that makes you think, oh, cool.